What if I told you that I found some Roblox YouTube channels that are violating copyright law? Not only that, but they're potentially botting their views, as well as rotting the brains of kids. We'll be talking about them in this video. The first channel that we'll be discussing is one named Peppa-Blox. It has over 7,000 subscribers, making it a pretty small channel. Peppa-Blox was also made on January 19th, 2023, making it nearly 2 years old as of this video being recorded. At first glance, one could probably tell what the channel is about. The videos on it typically consist of Peppa and Daddy Pig playing different Roblox games. It may not seem that bad until you remember that this channel could quite literally be breaking copyright law, as the entire premise involves the use of existing characters. For those who don't know, the Peppa Pig brand is owned by Hasbro International. Knowing this, Peppa-Blox could potentially be violating copyright law by using existing intellectual property and attempting to profit from it. With this being noted, let's take a look at Peppa-Blox's About section. It reads, Disclaimer, Peppa-Blox is a parody channel that creates gameplay style videos and is in no way connected to Hasbro Entertainment and Carrot Animation, owner of the original Peppa Pig series. One could argue that this is an attempt to justify using existing characters in their videos. However, others might disagree and say that the channel is fair use. What do you think? Something else that's notable is that the voices of Peppa and Daddy Pig don't sound authentic at all. Instead, they sound potentially AI generated.
Today, I'm a chef in Roblox, but look at all of these customers I have. How am I going to feed them?
Peppa, what's going on? Why am I so small?
Speaking of this, the content featured on Peppa-Blox usually shows Peppa and Daddy Pig using very weird dialogue. It's pretty weird since the way they talk is out of character for Peppa and Daddy Pig. Moving on to one final point, the channel could potentially be botting the view count on all of their videos. Let's take the video Roblox Car Ride into Peppa Pig for example. As you can see, the video currently has 21,000 views. However, it only has 193 likes and 14 comments. On top of this, the comments on these videos don't even make sense. Faraji emojis. Go Daddy. David Pig and I'm Daddy Pig. I love you too, so much love me so. Heart, 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 heart. No, to stop! Please stop! Annabelle cried, ha 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 ha, emojis. The botting issue could also result from the videos being viewed on YouTube Kids. What do you think is the case? Let us know in the comments below. Regardless, this channel needs to have more attention brought to it. Not for the content, but for the various issues that it has presented. Another channel we'll be discussing is one named Bloxjoy. As of this video being recorded, it has nearly 11,500 subscribers, also making it a small channel. Unlike the first channel we discussed, Bloxjoy is a newer channel, being created on July 24th, 2024. The fact it has gained over 11,000 subscribers in a few months is pretty impressive. Anyway, the premise of this channel is identical to that of Peppa-Blox. However, one notable difference is the voices used in Bloxjoy's videos. Instead of sounding nearly identical to Peppa Pig, each character sounds more like a generic English child.
Come on, George, no more dilly-dallying. We got to get out of here.
I'm not dilly-dallying, I'm just talking to people.
I touched the mustard.
The mustard was very, very spicy.
It is pretty spicy. I don't like spicy mustard.
One thing I noticed about Bloxjoy is that the channel's description is practically identical to that of Peppa-Blox's. It features the same copyright disclaimer and such. Therefore, it can be argued that Bloxjoy is also violating copyright law. After all, the channel owners are likely making money off these videos, which will be profiting from someone else's intellectual property. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that both channels are owned by the same person. We don't even know if that's the case. If anything, it just means that the people behind both channels upload Peppa Pig Roblox videos for the same reason. Something I will give Bloxjoy is that the level of brain rot on their channel is not as severe. The content on this channel is still brain rot, but compared to Peppa-Blox, Bloxjoy doesn't seem to be trying to appeal to kids as hard. That's the only positive thing I can give to Bloxjoy. One other issue about the Bloxjoy channel is similar to Peppa-Blox, which is that they could be botting their view count. Let's take the video Escape McDonald's or Get Fried for example. It currently has 14,000 views but only 128 likes and 18 comments. Regarding the latter, some of them are just fucking nonsense. Yes. 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 I am not joking. 3 of the comments are different people simply saying the word yes. 6. Peppa Pig is 6. A, B, C, D, E. George, its very name. You were both wrong. 10_6 is 4. No! No. As with the previous channel, one could argue that the stats on Bloxjoy's videos result from them being viewed on YouTube Kids. What do you think is the case? Let us know in the comments below. One final channel we'll discuss is Peppa Pig Gaming. It is much smaller than Peppa Blox and Bloxjoy, with only over 2,500 subscribers. What sets them apart, however, is that the channel was created all the way back on January 1st, 2009. This makes Peppa Pig Gaming a 2000s channel going off its join date. Peppa Pig Gaming didn't start uploading until August 11th, 2024, which is enough to raise some eyebrows. Considering the 15-year gap between the channel being made and its first video being uploaded, one can assume that Peppa Pig Gaming is not run by the person who created the channel. That's simply what I think, however. Like the other channels mentioned in this video, the premise of Peppa Pig Gaming is pretty self-explanatory. What sets Peppa Pig Gaming apart from the other channels we discussed is that every member of Peppa's family is included. In most of the videos, Peppa, George, Mummy, and Daddy Pig can be seen in the thumbnail. It's nice to know that everyone in the family is featured on the Peppa Pig Gaming channel. Another significant difference is that every video on Peppa Pig Gaming is an hour long. However, this wasn't always the case. Every video on the channel used to be around 10 minutes in length, possibly to meet the requirements for placing mid-roll ads. It wouldn't be until September 18th, 2024 that every video on Peppa Pig Gaming would become an hour long. Anyway, the issues with this channel are similar to the ones we've shared. For starters, the entire premise of Peppa Pig Gaming revolves around the use of existing intellectual property, that being the Peppa Pig brand. This could fall under copyright infringement, meaning the channel is likely breaking the law. Like the other channels discussed, the view count of each video does not match the amount of likes and comments they get. The comments especially do not make sense, as seen in Peppa Pig Gaming's most popular video. I love you, Peppa. Hi. Red Gion. Z. Confetti smiling friends. Again, this could result from these videos being viewed on YouTube Kids. After all, it's mainly kids who leave comments like the ones shown. They also tend to not comment or like in general, which could explain the low like and comment count. With everything being said, let's end this video by asking a simple question. Is every channel featured breaking the law, or is what they're doing completely legal?